AI is better at connecting the dots between data to decisions. Small, medium businesses tend to spend 32 working days in a year dealing with red tape. That's a problem that AI can actually solve. The real value in here is empowering the small business owners and giving back what's most important to them. That's been a mission that we are on. You don't have to outspend or out-tech the big players to be competitive. The future of work is not about the next shiny technology. It's about staying human while using these technology smartly.
Today, we're diving into the transformative world of AI-driven business automation, focusing on how small and mid-sized businesses can leverage digital workers to streamline operations, gain financial clarity, and accelerate growth. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the CanadianSME Small Business Podcast, where we explore the strategic insights and innovative solutions empowering Canadian entrepreneurs to thrive in the digital age. Today, we're diving into the transformative world of AI-driven business automation, focusing on how small and mid-sized businesses can leverage digital workers to streamline operations, gain financial clarity, and accelerate growth. Because in an era where technology is rapidly advancing, the challenge for many SMEs is how to adopt AI practically, overcome technical roadblocks, and ensure it works to augment human potential. Our guest is a growth catalyst dedicated to turning concepts into outcomes for organizations. Joining us is Pratheesh Nair, the head of growth at SaaS Direct Technologies Ltd and Accountero. Pratheesh is a growth strategist and entrepreneur with a background in digital and data-driven marketing. He is focused on Accountero, an AI-driven platform that provides digital workers like Aimee, Paige, and Lorraine to handle routine tasks built on 4.6 terabytes of real-world accounting immigration data. Today, we'll discuss the immense potential of AI for SMEs, how Accountero is helping small businesses overcome roadblocks to AI adoption by addressing the trust gap, the future of work, and AI agents, Accountero's unique data foundation, and Pratheesh's vision for empowering businesses to integrate AI in every practical, user-friendly way. So without a further ado, let's welcome our guest, Pratheesh. Pratheesh, we're very pleased to have you on the show today. Thank you so much for joining us. How are you?
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm great. I'm doing great.
Very well. Very pleased to have you with us. Now, Pratheesh, as we discussed in our intro as well, you believe in the immense potential of AI for SMBs. So let's really start with where AI delivers real immediate value. Tell us, what are the most practical AI use cases for SMBs in finance and operations, and how can they achieve real ROI and efficiency gains with limited resources?
Absolutely. That's a great place to start. The I do the morning drives, and on my morning drives, I was listening to CBC's podcast called Front Burner.
Mhm.
It's so timely because they were talking about AI and the markets today and how the Canadian government is reinvesting and investing into this. Minister Solomon is the Minister for Artificial Intelligence, and there's this whole policy framework being developed. So a lot of what they spoke about validates today topics that we're talking today about the practical use cases. So if we begin at small, medium businesses themselves, they have a treasure trove of data, sales and payments and expenses and client interactions. But these are spread and scattered across systems. So it could be in their ledgers like QuickBooks or Sage or Xero. They could be in their e-commerce systems like Shopify, WooCommerce. It could be in their POS systems. And of course, the resilient and ubiquitous spreadsheets, right? So the real opportunity with AI is a about going through this scattered information and bringing it all together and generating insights from it. Now, a question that one may ask is, hey, what weren't ERPs and CRM supposed to do this? And yes, they do a great job at this, but there are two problems with it. Not all SMEs can afford enterprise systems, uh, and the resources that go behind implementing and managing those systems. And the second aspect to this is these CRMs are great at connecting data, but AI is better at connecting the dots between data to decisions because they're great at pattern recognition, they understand intent, and they can add context.
Right.
So let me give you a few real world examples and practical use cases that going back to your question. Now, mind you, a lot of what I'm talking about will be from the lens of a fintech because that's what we are specialized in. We deal a lot with accounting, bookkeeping, and the numbers. So the first thing that comes to mind are AI assistants.
Right.
We have changed the way we search for information or access knowledge. So there was a study by Adobe, small sample study, but the results were that 77% of people say that they're using ChatGPT as their search engine. So now imagine how that influences businesses as well. Now, if you're a small business owner and you want access to a problem, like say a bookkeeping problem, or you have a question, and if you had a guide that helps you go through that data, the guide that understands your business, and there's a lot of context to it, and is trained or pre-trained on the industry standards, the GAAP standards, IFRS, and it understands how to respond to you, to your business, that's way more valuable, right, to that business person. Secondly, there's automation. Now, not this automation I'm talking about is the one that takes the grunt work out of your everyday tasks. Now, there's a study that CFIB did with the Canadian Federation of Independent Businesses. And what they said, and that's a stat that sort of stayed with me, is small, medium businesses tend to spend 32 working days in a year just dealing with red tape.
Wow.
And that's just filling out forms, managing manual processes and tasks, and just trying to interpret the jargon, the dense language that these compliance documents have. Now, that's a problem that AI can actually solve. So imagine these businesses being able to claim half a month every year. That's tremendous value right there. The third thing that I find AI has a practical use case is in insights, because they're great at patterns, as I mentioned before. So they are able to understand trends, help you with forecasts, way better than human interpretation. And for example, say a store is slipping on margins, or compared to their peers. Now, or maybe a client has suddenly started paying slower than before. All these are trends that it can detect and quickly give you proactive insights. And these kind of insights are really essential for small businesses to make quick decisions. There was a study by the Canadian Western Bank, which is now the National Bank. They merged. It was early last year, in which they talked about 60% of SMEs struggle with cash flow management. And that's a data we have all known for a while. And about 42% of SMEs are still relying on spreadsheets to make their decisions.
Wow.
So when we talk about digital transformation, which was supposed to have happened and we lived through it, it has been happening. A lot of businesses, especially the SMEs, have been trying to adopt technology and bring more digital into their processes. However, the overhaul it's so extensive and it's so expensive that the opportunity with AI and accessible AI is the ability to deploy AI on solutions that you're already using rather than having to overhaul the entire IT network, right? Or your systems. So the magic of AI isn't in the flashy tech. It's in everyday automation that gives businesses back the most valuable currency, and that is time.
Mm-hmm. That is a very clear and a very practical starting point, Pratheesh. And it's quite evident that AI can provide immediate, tangible benefits for SMEs of pretty much all sizes. Now, let's kind of explore the key roadblocks to AI adoption and how Accountero is helping to bridge the trust gap. Because, Pratheesh, despite the immense potential, roadblocks like trust, like complexity, and the cost continue to hinder widespread AI adoption, especially among the small businesses. Please tell us, how did AI agent Aimee help a franchisee overcome bookkeeping challenges, and how does its coach like approach build trust with small business owners?
So appreciate that question. There's a larger context to that question too. If there is an app for something, why don't businesses use it? Right? So adoption has been a challenge. Funnily enough, the barrier to technology adoption is not necessarily, the problem is not necessarily with the tech, but it's with trust.
Right.
Now, a lot of businesses, they have tried using different applications. They even have tried ChatGPT and all these generic chatbots, and they have walked away from it saying it just doesn't get what I do. Right? So this is a gap that Accountero was built or designed to solve for. So to give you an example, one of our clients, she's the owner of a firm, of a franchise location. So like many SMEs, she does her own books.
Right.
Now, month ends tend to be stressful when that happens, because you are not only working in your business, but now you're trying to do this after hours, after office hours. So she would ask a question like, earlier she had to run between trying to find this information online, or either you're spending time searching for an answer or waiting for an answer. Since she started using Aimee, one of the things that she would ask a question, something on the lines of, say, why are my deposits not matching up to my sales POS? And like I said, she would have to search and spend a lot of time trying to figure this out. But with Aimee, she gives her steps and guides her into where she could go and find these differences and why those differences exist. It could be something as simple as the merchant fees are influencing the totals. Right? So these are the kind of practical steps. And now she's explaining and this is one of the things we did on intent. We realized that the tone really matters. So Aimee takes on that personal coaching aspect. She talks in concise, step-by-step approach, and it helps business owners have an assistant that they can rely on. And when they do one task along with Aimee, it builds confidence in them. So they're getting just better at doing this.
Right.
Another example in this I would share is, say you are a business owner and it's 10 o'clock at night, and you have a tax code question. You're just wrapping up your work still because you're a business owner.
Right.
And then you're lucky enough to have an accounting firm on standby. They would respond to you if you do ask a question. And say you know some information, you know that, okay, I can go to the CRA website, I can go to a resource website, but I have to now interpret that to my business. I have to understand what they're trying to say, what that means. So you send an email. Now imagine I'm your accountant. So next day morning when I'm coming, I'm firing up my laptop and I have your question and probably 10 others asking me questions that could have been resolved if I had a pre-trained agent deployed on our systems. Right? You would have slept knowing the answer at 10:05 probably, and I would have come into that morning knowing that I have a lot of these questions already answered. So I just have to focus on things that my client needs help on. So now you can imagine that whole experience for both of us in this scenario is way elevated.
Perfectly illustrates how user-centric design is key to building trust and driving AI adoption. Listeners, if you are looking for strategies to adopt AI in your business, and please learn from this conversation that we had with Pratheesh about AI use cases, how to overcome the trust gap, and how digital workers can help you save hours of manual work and focus on growth. Now let's continue our conversation with Pratheesh. Now let's discuss how AI agents are transforming the nature of work and making jobs more enjoyable. Because Pratheesh, you advocate for an uplifting view of the future of work where AI agents become digital workers that remove that degree from human jobs. Please tell us, how are digital workers like Aimee, Paige, and Lorraine automating routine tasks, and how can AI agents free teams to really focus on high value, fulfilling work?
Yes, I agree that there's this rise of agents now, co-pilots, if you may. And Accountero is a platform that we designed where you could easily hire, deploy, and manage teammates or AI teammates. So we do have agents that we like to call profit accelerators because they have specific roles to play in your business. For example, Aimee that we talked about earlier, she is a 24/7 intelligent assistant that understands your business and gives you contextual answers instantly. Then you have Paige. She interprets your numbers and helps you glean insights from that data so you can have richer conversations with your internal and external clients.
Right.
And then you have then you have Lorraine. Lorraine is uh, she is unlocking opportunities from within your financial data. So it's a consent-led environment where trusted lenders compete to fund your growth, and that's valuable for any business. So together, these are the way we have approached this is these are working behind the scenes quietly, working with you, along with you, because one thing we have realized is trust is not built by an algorithm. It is by it is earned actually by consistent outcomes. By delivering all those consistent outcomes, you get it right the first time, and then you keep repeating that. And that's how you gain trust in that environment. You build a certain level of confidence in the customer to use your products or use AI in general if they can see measurable difference. And again, it doesn't have to be an extensive setup. If your daily tasks, if your daily checklist can get a little lighter, and you do see that measurable difference because now your teams have more time to invest in advising your clients or mentoring your teams or focusing on what's possible in growth.
Kind of reframes AI as a tool for human fulfillment rather than just a cost cutting measure. We'll take a quick break, but don't go anywhere because when we return, we'll dive into the power of data foundation behind Accountero and how it gives SMEs a strategic edge.
Hey, you think you know UPS? Yeah, that's us. Everybody knows that. You know what you didn't know? This. Okay, try to keep up. Ocean, us. Ground, rail, air, so us. Guess who? Us. Customs cleared, borders cleared, done. Us. You still with me? Wait for it. Boom. Us. Intelligent, automated, fulfillment. Us. Yep. Healthcare too. Digital your thing? Yeah. Well, book it, ship it, track it. You feeling me yet? Yep. That's all us. That's all UPS.
Welcome back, everyone. Now let's explore Accountero's unique intelligence built on real-world data and see how it's helping small businesses and accounting teams work smarter and faster. Now let's kind of look at the unique data foundation that powers Accountero's intelligence and its strategic advantage, because Pratheesh, Accountero is built on 4.6 terabytes of real-world accounting migration data and 15,000 client interactions. And this gives your platform quite a unique foundation of intelligence. Please tell us, how does Accountero's real-world data gives its AI an edge in anticipating challenges, and how does your expertise ensure it evolves to help SMEs and accounting firms work smarter?
Great. So Accountero the way the origin story is where what makes it different. We designed Accountero not on in a lab on an island. It was actually built on real world data of about 15,000 customers that we have worked with through our parent company, that is SaaS Direct Technologies, which specializes in financial data migrations and transformations. So these are real world problems that we saw firsthand, and we witnessed this together with these small medium enterprises. And we saw the pain points not limited to, it's not just the cash flow. Why that cash flow challenge? Why do they face that challenge? It could be because of blind spots. And why are those blind spots created? Because there are data silos that I talked about earlier, because of these different systems. So not gaining insights at the right time when they need it really hurts these businesses. So early on, at its core, we wanted to take data and help turn those into decisions. So our systems have been trained on real world experiences. So when Aimee responds to a query, she is drawing in from that rich resource and repository of knowledge. When Lorraine is making those risk analysis, she is modeling it against millions of variables that she has seen through seasonal spikes and tax deadlines and capacity utilization. She really understands those within the context of that vertical. And one thing that I believe there was some study that came out even from OpenAI and Anthropic, which talked about the importance of vertical specialization within AI. So the generic AI is great. The chatbot's doing great for many people, and we all use it. But specializing in an industry, in a domain, is where I think the future of AI is heading.
Right.
And that's why we believe our agents work. And I'll be very frank on one thing. MIT did a study as well, and they said that 95% of the Gen AI pilot projects just failed to deliver any measurable ROI. So let's be aware of that as well. But the reason why they fail is because they were generic and they were being done in a way of, okay, how do I replace this or how do I replace that? That's not how we foresee AI. We feel that AI will let you be human while it takes over all the mechanical parts. Our edge isn't in the AI itself, but it's in the lived experiences that's baked into our AI that influences how it thinks, how it responds, and how it reasons.
It's clear that Accountero's intelligence is rooted in real-world problems and data, not just theoretical models. Now, finally, let's kind of discuss your broader vision for Accountero and the future of AI in finance, because Pratheesh, you are focused on influencing the growth of organizations and are presenting at major events like the Accounting Innovation Summit and Accountex this November. Please tell us, what is your long-term vision for Accountero in helping SMEs and accounting firms stay competitive in an AI-driven economy, and how does thought leadership support this mission?
Accountero, when I think about it and its future, it's not limited to Gen AI and agentic and all of that's coming. We know that there are more agents being developed. Our engineers are excited about those. But the real value in here is the enabling or empowering the small business owners to embrace AI with confidence and giving back what's most important to them. And that's been a mission that we are on. One of the goals has we've been talking about this internally as well, and in our documents too, that it's about giving the big four edge without the big four spend. So Accountero is like your AI operating layer, and it's for your modern accounting needs and your standards. Every business, especially the smaller accounting firms, the franchises, and business owners that work within the SME sector, they need access to secure, smart, and easy to use applications and tools. They should not be overwhelming, and they should not be out of reach. SMEs have time and again shown that they can thrive despite not having deep pockets or the biggest budgets. And the ones that will continue to grow are the ones who will combine human ingenuity with digital leverage. And our goal is to help make that combination as effortless as possible, where AI can turn intelligence into everyday advantage. And we also recognize that technology is not enough. We have to also change mindsets, which is why thought leadership is a major part of what we do, which is why we are talking here, because we believe transformation begins with a conversation. So our goal has been to participate in industry events, collaborate with partners across the industry, across the country, so that we can help demystify AI and show what works and how it works, and also help professionals take those first confident steps into this domain.
That's a very inspiring vision, Pratheesh, and it's clear that you are passionate about helping Canadian businesses really thrive in the digital age. And this has been a great conversation. Thank you so much for highlighting a lot of what you do. It was great learning that Accountero's vision is clearly set on a path of continuous innovation and global impact, clearly driven by a commitment to empowering small businesses with practical AI. As we wrap up now, Pratheesh, if there is one core message that you'd like our listeners to remember about navigating the future of work and tech with confidence, what would it be?
Well, the crux of the message would be that you don't have to outspend or out-tech the big players to be competitive. It's about starting small where you are. Um, the you need to understand that AI is not here to change who you are and what makes you special, but it can help amplify what you do. So the one message, if I have to leave Canadian SME with, is this. The future of work is not about the next shiny technology. It's about staying human while using these technology smartly.
That is a powerful and actionable message. Thank you so much, Pratheesh, for being here on the show with us, and thank you for sharing such great insights and your vision.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.
And that was an insightful conversation with Pratheesh Nair on the potential of AI for SMEs, overcoming the trust gap, the AI aging workforce, Accountero's unique data foundation, and his vision for the future of AI in finance. Again, thank you so much for tuning into the podcast. We really appreciate your continued support. Please be sure to subscribe to our podcast for expert insights and resources that can help your business thrive. You can also visit our website, CanadianSME.ca, for valuable information and tools. A special shout out and a special thank you to our partners, RBC, UPS, A1 Global College, ADP, and Google for their ongoing commitment to empowering small businesses in Canada. Until next time, please keep innovating and striving for success. We'll see you in the next episode.